What is up, everybody? It is Monday, January 28th, 2019, 6:35 p.m. And Type X and I hope everyone's having a wonderful, super awesome day and evening. You see what I did there? I'm trying to be very, very nice here because I don't have much good news to bring you guys because we got some very, very cold temperatures already in place and still to come, as well as a winter storm. Yes, another one. Winter storm Jayden is actually forming as we speak. We're going to take a look at that, and we're going to take a look at why we're even seeing winter storm Jayden, which could actually affect parts of Alabama all the way up. I believe it's Interstate I-75 all the way up to the northeast. And we'll talk about that. And we're also going to talk about this literal Arctic blast of air that is going to bring record-breaking cold to some areas that we haven't seen in over 20 years. We could see here that we have millions of people under severe wind chill warnings. You can see down here, if you match the chart, wind chill warning. That's this entire section here, guys. Multiple states covered, and then we have Winter Storm Jayden down here, also covering a couple million people, which is why it's been a named storm. But these two come hand in hand, and it's because of this polar vortex giant Arctic blast. They're calling it every name in the book because of how cold it is. I'll show you some of these temperatures in a minute. But just as this thing's dipping down over the border of Canada, over the Great Lakes, it's going to be meeting with a moisture strip that is coming up from the Gulf, and it's going to become Winter Storm Jayden, which is actually happening as we speak. That switch from rain to ice as we move over here to tropical tidbits is going to happen overnight tonight, and it's going to stretch all the way from Louisiana straight up I-75 all the way to the northeast. And it's not that it's going to be a lot of snow in these areas. It's about an average of 1 to 3 all the way up to the northeast. Now the northeast will be a different deal. We'll talk about that probably tomorrow as we watch this these drastic temperatures move across the upper part of the U.S. They're just unbelievable. I'm going to show some of them to you guys. Some of them hitting negative 60 degrees as far as wind chill. So we're going to see some records broken for sure. But as far as the snow from Louisiana going through Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way up to the northeast, basically is happening overnight. You can see the green is the rain here, and then we get that switch as we move into Tuesday. That's because by that time, that dip has finally reached down south enough to where it's touching that moisture, turning it into ice and snow. And then as far as accumulations, we can check this chart out here from weather.com. You could basically see it's not a big snow dump at all. The issue is going to be traveling. When the snow hits the ground, it's going to be snow. Yes, you're going to see some accumulation, but then the polar vortex air, that very, very cold air is going to come down and like basically flash freeze this to black ice, and that's going to be the main issue, especially for these southeastern states. As we get closer to the northeast and as we move farther into the week, we're going to see the accumulations more in the northeast. But these 1 to 3s, don't let that fool you, because when you see ice or when you get this type of snow and then a big flash freeze, that's what you have to worry about as far as ice and travel conditions. So definitely wanted to point that out to anyone in this area. And as you can see here on the county by county chart, this is a lot of people in the path of this storm. So basically picture this bowing down as this moisture is being pulled up, and then as we move into tomorrow, that's where it's going to meet here, and that is why you're seeing all these counties and states under winter weather advisories and watches. Great Lakes obviously frozen solid. Lake effect snow going on. Like I said, the storm's going to move up to the northeast, and then we'll have another video for its effects on the northeast as a whole. So with that said, guys, yes, we could be looking at the coldest temperatures we've seen in parts of the U.S. in over 20 years. Negative 60s are possible. And let's check this out now on windy.com. This is a great website. Lots of different layers you can use. You could use snow accumulation, wind, you name it, anything. So we're going to use temperature for this one. I have it set for Wednesday. You can see here. Let's backtrack to right now and see the difference. So right now, in the areas that we need to watch, Chicago, you could be getting down into negative 46 with the wind chill. You're going to be at negative 20 degrees around Thursday, and then with the wind chill added to it, it's going to be about negative 46. Areas like Fargo, you could be dealing with negative 60 These are temperatures where if your skin is exposed, guys, within 5 to 10 minutes, you could get frostbite. That's how serious this is. So it's a very important thing to know which areas are going to be hit with this type of cold and what to do in these situations. As you can see, as I move into Tuesday and then into Wednesday, this is where it's basically going to peak. Look at some of these numbers. Negative 28 in Grand Forks, negative 27 in Fargo, negative 26. These are ground temperatures. This is not the wind chill. And then if I move one more step farther, you can see that's basically the peak of it. Leeds up here in North Dakota, negative 35 degrees. Grand Forks, negative 34. Fargo, negative 33. And then let's go even further south into Iowa, negative 24 in Iowa City. And guys, again, these are ground temperatures. This is not wind chill. And hopefully by the weekend, some of these temperatures are going to lighten up a little bit. In fact, we're expecting them to, but there's Chicago there, negative 17 ground temperature, and then close by Rockford, negative 22 degrees. But if you look here, you can see the wind chill is what's going to be the issue here. Negative 46 for Chicago, they're saying. Negative 49 for Minneapolis, Minnesota. Negative 54 for Fargo. That's the one that's pushing the negative 60. But these aren't set numbers yet, guys. This could dip a little farther. It could bring the negative 60s into different areas. Still, these temperatures are insanely cold. Like, you cannot be outside in this type of stuff, whether it's snowing or not. With temperatures like this, you don't go outside. You don't bring your pets outside. If you absolutely have to be outside, make it absolutely as minimal time as possible. If I were you. And then we got to understand that this is going to swing to the northeast. So we're going to see some of these negative 26s, negative 46s, wind chills and stuff like that up in the northeast too, pretty much come the weekend, which we'll be talking about in another video. So, all right, let's take one more look at tropical tidbits and get an idea of when we're going to get this moisture to meet the cold and what to expect as far as the northeast goes later on in the next few days. So like I said, here's Tuesday. So overnight tonight, this rain to snow switch is going to happen. It's going to dump that 1 to 3 all the way up the I-70 interstate basically. And then what happens is that polar vortex, that deep cold is going to freeze all this solid. We're going to be seeing a lot of black ice. There's going to be a lot of travel issues. The typical things that come with flash freezing like this that we don't usually see too much in the south. We'll put it that way. But you can see as we move into Wednesday, that strip kind of pulls back up. It turns more back into rain along the panhandle of Florida and Georgia and then South Carolina. And then North Carolina, you're still involved in the cold part of this dip here. So you could still be seeing snow and ice come Wednesday, and that's when we need to start focusing on the Northeast is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you could see right there is when that begins to pull off, but we still have our counterclockwise spin, which as always can bring moisture back out from the Atlantic, bring it right back around into that cold air, and then right around into the Northeast once again. So we have a lot to talk about in the coming days. And now with all that information we have, we can look at this chart once again and get a better idea of what we're actually seeing here. So basically you could see the cold air, that bow coming down right here, and then the moisture is starting to flip up this way, and this is where it's going to become Winter Storm Jayden, is right around here because that cold air comes down. It's meeting the moisture, some of it coming from the Gulf. And then the second that cold air that's coming down touches its moisture, that's when we begin to see the snow and the ice. And then as it pulls up, you start seeing more and more rain like we just showed around the panhandle. So Florida, it's going to get cold, but it's going to be quick. It's going to come and go very quick. Again, the main issue for Winter Storm Jayden as far as the southeast states is going to be the black ice. From that 1 to 3 inches, and then the Northeast, that's going to be a whole different story. So thank you once again for watching our video, guys. We hope you're enjoying the content. Caroline and I wish everybody a very safe next couple days, as this is not going to be fun at all for anybody. And then we got to start talking about the Northeast again, guys. We have a lot of moisture making its way into the west coast of the U.S., and we all know what that means. More winter storms ahead, and that is a fact. So, all right, that's all for now, guys. Have a great evening. We will be back, hopefully, next time on better terms. All right, guys, have a good night. Bye-bye.